Hello, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a lifting facial today. You're going to see me working with a NuFACE. We're doing an hour treatment, but it's all about lifting, working on those jarling areas. I'm going to be doing the neck area, and we're going to do some boosting around the eye area. My model is a little bit surface dry. She also has a very sensitive skin. So we are not going to be doing anything too abrasive on her skin, but we are going to be doing some lifting and toning. So here we go. So this is the K Cleanser that I love to use, and what's so great about it is that it is it's a really good cleanser for everybody. It's just something that is very soothing and calming, and it cleanses the skin really well. And we're going to keep her eye makeup on, but we're just going to go around that eye area. So I'm not going to be taking off the, she has a little bit of mascara on, so we're going to leave that. But I am going to be just working in the cleanser and just doing a really, really good cleanse to get the skin nice and clean. And because I'm going to be working on the neck with my NuFACE, I want to make sure that you can really see, and we can really keep that area clean there. So it gets a little bit dry on her forehead. So the K Cleanser has bulkily aloe vera. It has a little bit of the cucumber in it as well. And we just make sure we get the skin nice and clean. Now I'm going to be using my disposable sponges. I like to work with disposable as much as I can. It's also really nice to have a hot cabbie full of warm towels, just in case. A lot of people are very sensitive to disposable, sensitive to the fact that, you know, they don't want to be adding to the environment. And even though these are a sea sponge, it is something that if you want to just use the warm towels, I mean, obviously that's absolutely fantastic too. But I like to use sponges very much, because you can sort of really get into a little bit more detail, and sometimes a towel can be a little abrasive for some people, so we don't want to make a skin more sensitive when we're starting out in our treatment. So we've cleansed off the skin. I'm going to do just a very light exfoliant. I'm actually going to be adding a little bit of healing gel to my exfoliant, just to get off some of that dryness that she has on top. So this is Exfoliating Mask. And I'm going to add a little bit of healing gel. And this is 98% aloe vera. And I'm going to mix it together, and then I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to work that in. Now this exfoliant does have the papaya enzyme. It has a little bit of glycolic, and it really absorbs dead cells. You know, it does not have granules in it, so it has that buffing effect on the epidermis, and it absorbs dead cells, and that's really nice because it gets rid of that dryness, and it gets rid of any just dead cell buildup that we want to remove, so that when you go to put on your treatment products hereafter, you know that it's going to be getting in there, because we've removed that dry outer layer. Now the exfoliating mask, on the tube it says to stay on 10 minutes, but I really like to leave it just a few minutes, just work it in and then remove it, take it off, because it's something that you don't need to leave it on a really long time. And if you add steam to it, you know that it's going to activate it and make it a little bit more stingy on the skin. So you don't want to add steam. I'm going to use 2 warm towels. I'm going to take it off. Okay, so we've got, the skin feels much healthier now. It feels really sort of dewy and pretty, and that's what we want. We want a skin to be clean. We want it to be fresh. And now we're going to start working in. I'm going to do my massage. I'm going to put a little bit of my vitamin C. This is my, it's actually a brightening toner. And so we're going to just work it in here a little bit. My model's skin is a little bit blotchy. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything to help kind of brighten this skin up. We're going to do some lifting, toning, but we also want to brighten it. So I'm just working in a little bit of this toner here, which is this one here, the Brightening Toner. It's called a Whitening Toner, but it's definitely brightening, and that's what we want. So here we go. We're just going to lighten up some of those brown spots and just work this into the skin. And this is a treatment. You know, a lot of toners, they're used just as an extra form of a cleanse, but this one here is actually a treatment on the skin. So it's a really nice one to work in. And then the other thing I'm going to put on now is this one here is called the Lightening Serum. And this one here, again, it's got a lot of your brightening properties in it. So we are going to work this into the skin, and then I'm going to be doing my massage. Okay, so we've got our serums on. Putting a little eye gel around the eyes. I'm doing a massage before my lifting treatment because I just want to work in some treatment products so that we're really hydrating the skin. And for my massage cream, I use my hydrating mask, which I love because it's really nourishing. Remember, when you do your massage, you always want to do your pressure going up. And when you're really cupping this chin area, so you're not putting too much pressure here. So we're really cupping the hands to get under that jowl, that neck area. And just underneath the chin there, just under there. It's very important to get a lot of movement around the eye area, because often you see people that are very grey around the eyes, and you want to make sure that you get movement there, because in face mapping, the eye area is the stomach region. So you want to do some drainage, right? And but you also want to get movement, because it's just what picks that area up and it takes out that grayness. It's very important, and I say this a lot in my videos, that it's very important to keep things moving, knowing that our skin, our bodies are made of 70% water, and it's very important to keep that movement happening. Just let's watch your face. Yeah, thanks. Perfect. While every stream is moving, it stays really clean, and we want everything to be clean. So movement is super important, especially if you're doing a lot of fillers and Botox and things inside on your face. You want to make sure that you are compensating that and at least having a lot of facial massage, because it's very important to keep that moving, and you want the skin to stay pretty and clean. And in a lot of cases, even using the NuFACE on your face, you have to wait 7 days after any filler, but it's good to have movement, and things like the muscle stimulators like the NuFACE that are not too strong, that are going to deplete fillers. You do want movement, and that's really important. Sometimes massaging your own face is really difficult, so whether it be that you're using maybe a gua sha tool or a roller, you need to be using something that's going to keep it all moving. Okay, so we're going to near the end here of our facial massage. Now, the thing that's really important when you are using a tool like the, I'm using actually the NuFACE, but it's the Infinity NuFACE, is that it's important not to use your strong retinols prior to doing your actual treatment with your NuFACE. It's important to use your stronger actives after you've done the actual treatment itself. So what I've done here in the beginning is just use the lighter, use that little brightening toner that's higher in the vitamin C. We've done that. We've worked that into the skin. We've worked in a little bit of the brightening solution, which also has a brightening effect and helps with the melasma, helps with the blotchiness. And then we're going to remove this with warm towels, and then we're going to do the actual NuFACE treatment. Once when I had done some work on my nasolabial lines, and I had a little filler put in there, and the filler that I have is one that lasts 7 to 10 years. So it's called Artefill, and that was the filler I had in my nasolabial lines. And then when I went and had a treatment done, which was a muscle stimulating treatment, but it was a professional one, it was very strong, and it really depleted the filler that I had done in my nasolabial. I couldn't believe it, actually. I felt it the next day. I was like, oh my goodness. And that was a particular brand, which I won't mention, but it was a brand that was, a stronger professional treatment. So the idea of using a treatment for muscle stimulating that is not so intense for people that do have fillers, you want to make sure that you're going for movement and muscle stimulators that are going to still stimulate your cells, your live cells, but not do the aggressive things like deplete a filler. And that's what happened in my nasolabial when I had this particular strong machine, which we used to use at a spa that I was at. And so now what we've done is we've cleansed the skin. We have done an exfoliant on the skin. We've also started then to we've worked in some of the Whitening Toner, which is a brightener. It has a lot of vitamin C in it. We've worked in also a Lightening Serum, which is all great when you have blotchiness and uneven skin tone. It's really important. So we've worked that into the skin. And already, if you can bring the camera down a little bit here, you can see how much lighter and brighter her skin is. It's already looking a lot better. It's feeling a lot better. We've got rid of that dryness on top. So it's feeling really good. So now we're going to do the actual NuFACE treatment. And you'll see we're going to just sort of start to work on one side of her face, and you're going to see the lifting and brightening. So we can bring it down really close. We want to have a good look here at this side of your face, so we can just hold it there for now. Thank you. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add on, this one here is what comes with your NuFACE. I said have the Trinity. This one here is the gel that you need to activate. We are going to, and I'm just going to work on one side of my model's face today. So we're putting the gel on here, and we are going to work it up around here, and then we're going to take it down onto the neck. So what we used to do at the hotel was we would have and keep our NuFACE device on the charger that was plugged in all the time. And what I've learned since is that once you charge your NuFACE, once you get it for the first time, you charge it for 12 hours, you then are better to keep it on the device but not plugged in. You have to wait till the battery actually dies down and recharge it. It apparently damages the battery, and we had a lot of problems with our NuFACE because it was always left on the charger. So here we go. So we're going to bring the camera right down here. So now what you're going to do too, when you do the NuFACE device, it should, you can have it higher and obviously not as high, is you don't straddle the jaw line. You don't straddle the bone. You go above it and you go under it when you're doing the neck. And you also don't, you see the face as half, and you only work on half the face at a time. And it tells you with the beeps just sort of how to, when to actually take it off, which I think is about every 5 seconds. And we're going to do 3 passes of this. So once you've glided into position, you're sort of pushing up a little bit, gently, but up underneath that cheekbone. So that's kind of where you're launching and holding your NuFACE. You can get that sort of metallic-y taste in the mouth if you have fillings. And there are certain things that you don't want to be using it on people that have a pacemaker and that are pregnant. Okay, so we're going to go up here. I'm going to use the actual prongs around the eyes that are actually designed for the eyes, but we're just going to gently do her forehead here. You do have to have both of your ball nodes that you have on the end. They have to both be touching the skin because one is the positive and one is the negative. So they do have to be touching here, both at the same time. And this just really stimulates those cells, the movement within a cell. It livens them up. It's like exercise. Exercise for the face, this is. To the chin. Okay, so we've done that side of the face there. Now we're going to move on down to the neck. Let's just have a look and see how, if we're seeing any difference. Oh, I can see from here, the lifting. I can see lifting. Look at this cheek area here. And I can definitely even see lifting from this angle. So I don't know if you are all able to see that, but we've definitely lifted. And I can even see a lift here on the upper eye. Can you guys see that? So just from the other side, I can definitely see lifting here. So we're going to move down here onto the neck, and we're going to work on that neck now. And we're going to do just half the face here first, and then we're going to do the other half. So putting this on here. Now when you're doing the neck, it's important again, we're going to do it in two actual laps of direction. So we're going to do this direction here and we're going to do the one going up. So we're going to start down here. We're going to do 3 passes with each one. My model actually has a really good neck, so we're not going to probably see an abundance of difference on this neck because her neck is really good. And don't forget to take it all the way around behind the ear there, because it's an area that really gets neglected and it's an area that gets a lot of sun. So you want to make sure that you are not forgetting about this part. Going up here under the jaw. Go under that jawbone. Now we're going to go in a different direction. Okay, so we've done the neck area now. And now let's have a look and just see if we're seeing anything different on that neck. If we put it up here, I can definitely see the lift. You see this cheekbone here is much higher. She's definitely lifted this up here. We've lifted this eyebrow up here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the other side and we're going to even her up so we don't send her off uneven. Okay, so we're going to start back up again now. We're going to start along this jawline here. And again, we're not going below the jawline, but Really cupping that nasolabial line right there. Moving up. Okay, so we've done the face there now on the other side. Now let's have a look and bring it over. Oh, good, we've lifted that cheek up so you can see we've lifted this cheek, we've lifted this eye, so we've definitely lifted that area of the face too, and now we're looking much more even. I can even see it from this angle. So that's fantastic. Now we're going to move down onto the neck area and finish that neck, and then I'm going to go back and just do some more detailed work just around her eye, her immediate eye. So we're just putting on the active gel. Okay. Now we're just going to do the neck. And again, we're going to do 3 passes. Going upward. And you just stand for this one so I don't go over that. I'm going to lower it a little bit because she's feeling it there up under. Let's lower it. It does get a little strong in some areas, so. Okay, so now we're going to put on our eyepiece, and we've done the neck, and that's what's great about it is it just gets movement. And you know, we talk all the time about getting movement, the importance of getting movement, stimulating those cells, getting movement happening just to really keep the skin healthy and pretty. So her skin looks really good, and it feels different even when I touch it. It feels like firmer, which is so great. You know, for people over the age of 35, it's really nice to be doing something like NuFACE at home. You can do it at home. You can buy the kit, you can buy the attachments, and be doing it at home yourself, you know, anywhere 3 to 5 times a week. For someone younger than 35, if you're just doing it a couple of times a week. But if it's hard for you to get to do your own massage and to do your own movement with your own hands, you know, using something like a NuFACE and getting movement with that really does help to stimulate those muscles. And by stimulating muscles and massaging them, it stimulates muscle tone. So it makes your skin firmer, and it's just a really healthy thing to do. So it's very important to have something like that. Or, you know, your gua sha tools are something different. Obviously, they don't have that mechanic where they're stimulating in that sense, but they are great for lymphatic movement. They're still great for certain things. So, you know, just as I said, I always say, you know, when I'm doing my own face, I can massage because my hands can maneuver to massage my own face myself. But for some people that just have difficulty moving their hands in certain ways, it's nice to have different tools and that you can alternate them, you know, and do different things. So the NuFACE certainly is a really great one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the head of this, and we're going to add the eye one on here, which is the little probe. And it's just a little bit more specific, you know, to the eye area where you can sort of really get to some of those points around the eye. So we're going to add a little bit more of our gel, and we're going to put this on around the eyes and just do a little bit. It helps with the puffiness too. So if someone does get a little bit puffy, you know, it's going to help sort of really move that. So we're just going to do a little bit of movement with this now around the eye area. And again, you do have to have both of the probes on the skin. So you're only working on half the face. So first we're just going to work up under this brow, up under here. Now we're going to go down underneath, and we're going to do a little bit of the depuffing. Okay, so we've done that one eye. Now, the great thing about these probes, this particular one, is that you can be really specific with it. So sometimes using the larger head is, it's big and bulky. So it's harder to do in the more delicate areas around the eyes. But even just using this one, in just sort of more delicate areas like above the lip, and that is really good too. So, so now we're going to do the other eye. So let's have a look. Bring down the camera. Let's have a look and just see how this eye is looking. So we've got some nice lift there. We've given it some good movement. It helps with the coloring around the eyes if the eye gets a little bit sluggish looking. So I think that's looking really nice. So now we're going to just do the other one here. And just lower this one a little bit because she's feeling it. Right there. Just going to do some drainage here. Okay, so we have done and completed our NuFACE. We've got some really nice lift there. Her skin looks amazing. And now what we're going to do is going to remove, I'm going to get some clean water. We're going to remove this off the face. Okay, so we're back. We have some clean water. We're going to just take off this gel from the NuFACE. Now we're going to put on the mask. I'm just removing it with cooler water. I'm just putting the Herbal Mask on. This one here is a really soothing mask. It's just very calming. And then once we're just going to work this into the skin for a few moments, I'm going to take it off the skin. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a retinol on her. It's important that when you are doing NuFACE, not to use your strong actives prior to doing your NuFACE treatment. So you want to do your you can exfoliate and you can massage the skin and then do your NuFACE and then put on your active products. And it's just, it really opens up and allows for your actives to be much better absorbed into the skin. Her skin right now feels so great. It feels energized, and that's what we want. I can tell when I'm massaging now, especially around this area here on her face, like the skin, it feels firmer just after one treatment of, it's not moving as much with my hands, and we've just really activated those cells, and that's super important. You know, to have different treatments to be able to do for your clients, whether you're seeing them on a monthly basis or, you know, as much as every week. You want to be able to do different things just to be able to keep the skin tone really good and to keep the skin really healthy. It's so important. So we're just going to work this in for a moment. And as you can see, I'm massaging it in here. I like to have my clients on my hands on my client's skin as much as I can. If I'm got a mask on and I'm going to leave the mask on for a while, I will then be massaging their feet or doing something else. But it's having my hands on them, doing hands or feet, or just working in treatment products is really important. So we're just working this in until I start to feel it drying a little bit too much, and that's when we're going to remove it. I'm not a huge fan of masks that set tight on the face because most people tend to be surface dry, and I don't want anything drying on the face. Even an oily skin can be really surface dry and oily underneath. So in that case, I'm icing them, I'm using my cryo sticks, and we're not letting that mask set tight. So we just work that in for a moment there. And again, this is a Herbal Mask. It's a really nice mask. It's very soothing and calming for really sensitive skins. And Asian skin in general it is a sensitive skin. So it's one that you have to really pay attention to what you're doing and not overburning, not over frying, not using products and ingredients that are too strong and too stimulating is really important. So we're going to take that off now. I'm just going to wash my hands first. I'm going to take that off. Okay, 2 warm towels here. Okay, so looking at her skin, it looks super duper pretty, and we've brightened it up tremendously, and it just feels really good. You know, it feels really nice. It feels really toned. I'm going to put on right now, I'm going to come back to that using that spray that has a little bit of vitamin C. We're going to put that all over here. And again, it just has a lot of vitamin C, so it's great for daytime use. I'm using it as like a serum, really. Even though it's called a toner, it is a treatment on the skin, and everything you put on your skin has to have a purpose, and it's very important. Okay, so we've got that on the skin, and now we're going to put a little bit of a moisture. I am going to add a little bit of retinol on because I do want to continue with the brightening. I'm using a little bit of my retinoid formula, and it's just a drop. So we're just adding a drop, and I'm just going to use a little bit around here. We want to just keep it really nice there. And then my moisturizer I'm going to use is going to be the Y cream. This one here. Now we're going to put a little sunscreen on too. And I'm using the Rejuvi tinted. And the bottom of it. Make sure that when someone has really good cheekbones like my model, you want to make sure that you're really putting good sunscreen up there and just covering those high cheekbones so there's no freckles. So we're doing a double layer there. A bit more on the nose. Use my lip mask here. Just my fabulous masks, I love them. Okay, let's bring the camera in close and have a look here at this gorgeous skin. And we're all done, so you can see how much brighter it looks, lifted, it feels great. Very, very pretty, very pretty. Very pretty skin. Well, thank you for joining. Today's was a fun one. We did a lifting facial, so thank you for joining us, and we'll be back to see you again soon. Bye-bye.
This is me after the treatment, after the NuFACE lifting treatment. And you can even see the puffiness of my eyes have gone down. See the lifting of my neck, my cheekbones, and Nerida made my skin all nice and glowy, especially sloughing off all that dead skin. So I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys liked the video. Bye.